Poll for today. As you may know, President Trump nominated Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. Do you support or oppose Brett Kavanaugh's nomination? Buttigieg says America has had many gay presidents. Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg, a Democrat candidate for president who is gay, said he believes that the United States has had gay presidents. He said that we are not aware of who these gay presidents are as they kept their sexuality a secret, but he believes they did exist. Republicans claim that John Kerry was a traitor in Vietnam, that Barack Obama was a Muslim. Axios and HBO asked him, if you were to win the nomination, they'll say you're too young, too liberal, too gay to be commander-in-chief. You are young, you're a liberal, you are gay. How will you respond? Axios said, I'll respond by explaining where I want to lead this country. People will elect the person who will make the best president, he said. And we have had excellent presidents who have been young. We have had excellent presidents who have been liberal. I would imagine we have probably had excellent presidents who were gay. We just didn't know which ones, he said, Axios reported. You believe that we have a gay commander-in-chief, Axios said. Buttigieg, who did not hesitate in giving an affirmative answer, I mean, statistically, it's almost certain, Buttigieg said, although he offered no evidence that 1 out of 45 people is gay. In your reading of history, do you believe you know who they were? Axios said to the progressive candidate. My gator even doesn't work that well in the present, let alone retroactively, but one can only assume that's the case, Buttigieg said. The percentage of the gay population is consistently overestimated by Americans, a study by PS Mag reported in 2017. The study's first finding is that the public tends to consistently overestimate the size of the gay and lesbian population. The average guess in 1977 was between 10 and 19%. In 2013, and it had increased to 23%. But 23%, which is close to 1 out of every 4 people, is far from accurate, Gallup reported in a study conducted in 2017. The study's first finding is that the public tends to consistently overestimate the size of the gay and lesbian population. The average guess in 1977 was between 10 and 19%. In 2013, it had increased to 23%. But 23%, which is close to 1 out of every 4 people, is far from accurate, Gallup reported in a study conducted in 2015. The American public estimates on average that 23% of Americans are gay or lesbian. Little change from Americans' 25% estimate in 2011 and only slightly higher in separate 2002 estimates of the gay and lesbian population. These estimates are many times higher than 3.8% of the adult population who identified themselves as lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender in Gallup daily tracking in the first 4 months of this year. The stability of these estimates over the time contrasts with a major shift in the American attitude about morality and legality of the gay and lesbian relations in the past 2 decades. Where 38% of Americans said gay and lesbian relations were morally acceptable in 2002, that number has risen to 63% today, and while 35% of Americans favored legalized same-sex marriage in 1999, 60% favor it today. The U.S. Census Bureau documents the number of individuals living in same-sex households, but has not historically identified individuals as gay or lesbian per se. Several other surveys, governmental and non-governmental, have over the years measured sexual orientation, but the largest such study by far has been by the Gallup Daily Tracking Measures instituted in June 2012. In this ongoing study, respondents are asked, do you personally identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender, with 3.8% being the most recent result obtained from the more than 5,800 interviews conducted in the first 4 months of this year. Statistically, Buttigieg is correct, but that would be in a vacuum where 3.8% of every group that does not any job is homosexual. With only 45 presidents in history and the fact that each was married to a woman added to the scrutiny each candidate deals with it, it is less than certain.